the Popish Plot. I'm Nate.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm Mike.
And today we're here with the first installment of September's Saints you probably don't know about. Not September's Saints.
I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
No, that'd be great. That's when we do a month of people that ain't saints. Saints.
The Saints.
I mean, I already went a little crazy with the names for this month anyway, so we have way more than one a day.
Awesome. We love groups. Here we go. Let's get to it.
All right, on the first, we have Saint Ammon, deacon and martyr, killed with 40 converts.
Oh.
He was killed by a hot poker to the head.
Huh?
Now, from what I can tell, it's that they bashed his head in with the poker, so the heat was kind of unnecessary in this.
But it does make it
Really?
sound worse.
Because you say that he was killed with a hot poker to the head, and I'm thinking,
Yeah,
That was my question. If it was a striking motion or a poking
Yeah,
motion.
I think it was a striking and the storyline.
Nope.
okay.
In my headcanon, because it's a hot poker, you poke.
Uh-huh.
You would think so.
On September 2nd, we've got Saint Nonossus, a Benedictine monk, a patron of school-related students' crises, back pain, and against kidney diseases.
I have no idea why he's in charge of any of these things, but I figured, it's about back to school time, so this is a good saint to know about.
Absolutely. And if we knew more about him, he wouldn't be eligible for this feature. But if you have kidney disease and or back pain,
And are having trouble with school.
Saint Nonossus.
So here's my question.
Indeed.
School-related student crises.
Yeah.
Are we talking about, like... would it be like bullying?
Yep.
Or
Yes.
perhaps my grades are not doing really well,
Yes.
and I need to get them, and I need to get my GPA up.
Yes.
I assume
All of the
those
above?
things?
Yes.
Yeah.
Your parents fighting at home, he cannot help you with.
Well, I mean,
Well, at least it's not a specialty.
No.
it's not that he can't. It's that that's not what
Nope,
people turn
right
to.
out.
All right.
He's like, go to, I don't know, St. Monica maybe?
All right. So if you're having trouble, if midterms are coming up and you've been having trouble in the
It's the
class,
start of the year.
September 2nd and midterms are already coming up. That's
no,
amazing.
I'm saying,
Remember Saint Nonossus.
when you get to the point where midterms are coming up and you've been struggling in that class, think of Saint Nonossus.
Mm-hmm.
All right, for the third, we have two saints that go together.
All right. Well, I'll take the first one. You take the second one.
Love it.
All right. We have Saint John of Perugia.
And Peter of Sassoferrato.
They were Franciscans, martyrs, and had been...
They were sent by St. Francis of Assisi to preach to the Moors in Spain and were then beheaded. At which point, St. Francis of Assisi was as close to jealous as he could be.
I really feel like we need to make a list of all these different means of martyrdom so we can...
It's on the list of show ideas. Eventually, we will have to do a list of like all the various martyrs, and we'll rank with like how horrible we think of a martyrdom is.
Beheaded.
We did
beaten
that
with a hot poker.
We did that small poll. I feel like there needs to be like a more inclusive poll.
We're working on it. For now, Welsh name alert!
Yes, for the
Alright.
first name, I included two because I just like the patronage of the second.
So, for September 4th, we've got Saint Rhuddlad and Saint Candida the Elder.
Yes.
She, Saint Rhuddlad, was a virgin and patroness of, good lord, Rhuddlad, Anglesey, Wales, whereas Saint Candida was cured and baptized by Saint Peter, converted Saint Aspren, was good for headaches. He was the first bishop of Naples, patron of Naples, dining clubs, and pig roasts.
Now Saint Candida the Elder
it's
is the
still
one,
patron of
Candida
all these
is
things.
also the patron
We know
of
nothing about
Naples.
Saint Aspren other than his name is very good for relieving pain.
and he was a bishop in Naples. But yeah,
Dining clubs. That
pig
sounds like-
roast. How I want to know. Out of all the things, they're
Big
like
fans.
pig roast.
Look, there's two things I think we need to have more of in the world.
Especially-
and that's like those the clubs where like, and it doesn't have to be men, but historically it would be like, a bunch of men would get together and smoke cigars in tufted leather chairs in a room full of books with brandy.
I just like the fact
I'm
that
very inclusive. It can be men, women. I don't care about social standing or color or anything like that.
What's the second thing we need more of?
Dining clubs. I mean, people who just get together and just have food. I guess I don't know what a I know of diners club.
yeah, I'm pretty sure
but-
he's not in charge of the first credit card.
all I know is, and this just reflects my broken nature. If my patronage is either of students in crisis, which is going to be a lot of whiny teenage stuff, or pig roasts, I definitely want to be the patron of pig roasts.
Yeah.
Because then you're the saint of good times.
I just want to know how he became the patron of that, given how when he was cured by St. Peter, we mean that St. Peter.
Yeah. Well, because it was Peter who was like, listen, we're Jewish, but we have to eat pig. Moving on.
This is the 5th. And if you are wanting to find a particular devotion to celebrate on the 5th, think of Sister Charbel.
It's
Charbel.
Saint. It was a typo.
All right. Saint, in this particular case, spelled S-R, Charbel, who was a Maronite, martyred under Trajan.
Not to be confused with the much more modern Saint Charbel Makhlouf, also a Maronite, but not martyred under Trajan, since he died in like 1898.
I assumed that the one was named after the other.
Certainly. On September 6th, we've got Saint Donation, Bishop of North Africa. He was a martyr who was opposed by the Arian Vandal king Huneric, who was a jerk, and along with Fusculus, Germanus, Latus, Mansustus, and Presidius, they were all left in the desert to die of exposure. They were all left in the desert to die. They did then die of exposure, except for Latus, who was burned to death.
Wait, those would not be high on my list of ways to go as a martyr. I don't think any red martyrdom is really a way to go per se, or a way to want to go per se. But
if I was left in the desert to die, I'd have that Weird Al song stuck in my head the entire time.
But were you tied to a chair? And did they shave off all your hair before they left you in the desert all alone?
I don't know. And also in this group, there was multiple people left in the desert, but still.
Well, if you give me an option of one swift blow to the head by a hot poker or death by exposure in the desert, I'm going with the hot poker.
All right, wait. On the 7th, we have someone who, it's a name, it's a very hard to pronounce name that we've rarely hear on the show.
Jess, you want to take this one?
No.
Okay.
I will take this because I know Mike will have a hard time with this.
I would struggle.
On the 7th.
I'm an idiot.
Perhaps you might like to try celebrating the feast of St. Anastasius the Fuller, who was a martyr from Italy and moved to Salone in Dalmatia, which is in Croatia, and was killed by drowning.
No report whether he was drowned in a sack or with any exotic beasts.
Nope.
But he was a fuller, so he dyed stuff.
Yep.
Then, on September 8th...
He died and he died.
Nicely done. On September 8th, we have a laundry list. Mm-hmm. We have Blessed James Fayashida, and Blessed John Inamura, and Blessed John Tomaki, and Blessed Lido Kombiogi, and Blessed Lawrence Jamada, and Blessed Louis Nifaki, and Blessed Matthew Alvarez, and Blessed Michael Jamada, and Blessed Michael Tomika, and St. Paul Aybara, and St. Paul Tomika, and St. Romanus Aybara, and Blessed Thomas Tomaki, and Blessed Anthony of St. Bonaventure, and St. Dominic of Nagasaki.
Blessed Dominic.
Sorry, and Blessed Dominic of Nagasaki, and St. Louis of Omura.
They were all martyred in Japan. They were either killed by being beheaded or burned alive at Nagasaki.
Of those two options, I know which one I would prefer. Just saying.
I honestly, as long as you've got a good sharp axe, I will take the beheading.
There's almost... Your axe almost can't be too dull to be better than burning.
Also, given the time and place, I'm just imagining you were killed by samurai swords, which are
really good steel.
Really good.
I don't know. You hear those stories about the troubles in France. What was it?
But burned alive. Burned alive.
I mean,
at some point in time, I'm going to stop feeling it.
Yes, when you actually die from lack of oxygen
No. Well, you get past a certain point, because most of your pain receptors are in the skin, so you get burned enough on the outside, and you get past a certain point, and you stop feeling the burning.
Yeah, most people who are burned alive actually end up dying because there's not air. Well,
no, that's not. That's fair. All the hot air scorches the lungs. Yeah.
Okay, so on the 9th we have an even more depressing story in the Saint.
Sweet. I get all the fun ones. This is on the 9th, Saint Bettelin, who was a hermit
who, according to legend, before being a hermit, this happened to him.
Yes, this is legendary, so it may be true. It may be a little less true than it seems to be.
There may be a seed of truth that's been blown out of proportion.
Exactly, but they were married to an Irish princess who gave birth in a forest. As he went for help.
Went for help. Okay.
Okay. As he went for help, she and the baby were eaten by wolves.
Maybe a dingo ate your baby.
I don't think it's a dingo. They weren't in Australia.
That's truly awful.
I mean, that one is really pretty rough. I mean,
but because we here at the Popish Plot are about bringing you value, we have another group of saints. On September the 10th, we have Blessed Thomas Sherwood, and Blessed Thomas of the Holy Rosary, and Blessed Thecla Nangashi, and Blessed Sebastian Kimura, and Blessed Richard of St. Anne, and Blessed Peter Sangha, and Blessed Peter Sampo, and Blessed Peter of Avila, and Blessed Peter Nangashi, and Blessed Paul Tanaka, and Blessed Michael Yamika, and Blessed Louis Kawara, and and Saint Leo Satsuma, and St. Joseph of St. Hyacinth, and Blessed John of Korea, and Blessed John Kingoka, and Blessed Hyacinth Orfanel, and Blessed Gundislavis Fusai, and St. Francis de Morales, and St. Dominic Jamada, and Blessed Dominic Nakano, and Blessed Damien Yamila, and St. Bartholomew Shikiaman, and St. Apollinaris Franco, and Blessed Anthony Vom, and Blessed Anthony Sangha, and Blessed Anthony of Korea, and Blessed Anthony Kyun, and Blessed Angelus Orsuchi, and Blessed Angus Takea.
And in fairness to Mike, that was a lot of names, and they were all kind of crunched together. And
they're very squished.
His brain did a little bit of a line jump. He did also miss Michael Shumpo.
Yep.
Blessed Michael Shumpo. Blessed Mary Taquan, and Mary Chun, and Blessed Lucy de Freitas.
Now Jess takes the easy part.
Yes, they were all martyrs of Japan. Most were beheaded or burned alive, but at least one was buried alive. And it was a group of native-born Japanese people and missionaries, as you probably could tell by the number of ones of Korea and such.
Mm-hmm. Now
plus like Satsuma, Shimada, these are native Japanese, whereas De Freitas, clearly from overseas.
Yes.
And I would just like to say, that one is one I absolutely do not want.
Buried alive?
Buried alive.
Because you'll try to crawl your way out, and then you'll never get sainted.
That one is the one that will get you.
You and Thomas A. Kempis.
Yeah.
On the 11th, we've got more Welsh names.
Yay!
More Welsh names.
Well, more Welsh name.
I mean, they have two names.
Fair, yeah, but only one's Welsh.
They're a Welsh person, and that was their name.
On the 11th,
the name itself is Hebrew.
On the 11th, you could choose to celebrate the feast day of Saint Diniol, also known as Daniel, a Bishop of Bangor, Wales.
Not to be confused with Bangor, Maine. Mm-hmm. On the 12th, you have a saint who was very free.
Yeah, this saint does it all by himself.
Saint Autonomous, who was a bishop and who was martyred under that arch jerk Diocletian.
On the 13th, we have Saint Eulogius of Alexandria, Patriarch of Alexandria, Egypt, friend of Pope Saint Gregory the Great,
who was great,
and wrote many treatises against heresies.
Which is a great thing to write treatises against, because heresy sucks.
No. The 14th is the one that Mike is going to name his meatloaf sandwich restaurant after. So let's have him do it.
Saint Notburga, a.k.a. Saint Notburga of Rottenburg, Notburga of Eben. She's a patroness of peasants and servants who was a housekeeper known for miracles and concern for the poor, which will be our guiding value at Notburgas.
Mm-hmm. Is it going to be one of those pay what you can?
No, those never work. We're not anarchists, but we will donate significantly to charity.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then, to round out part one, on the 15th, We have blessed Roland de Medici, who was a hermit. And yes, it was that Medici family.
Proof that even if your relatives are famously corrupt and evil, you can still be a blessed. So, those are the saints for the first half of September, and boy, howdy, were they numerous.
Even the Borgias had a couple good apples in that tree.
Working on it. So, comment below with some more obscure saints you may not have heard of, or some saints who you want to hear more about.
Are you upset that I did the long list of the Japanese saints when there was a shorter list of Chinese saints on at least one of the same days?
Now you have to fix that.
It was like a good day to be martyred in Asia, apparently.
Well, we know what we're doing next year.
It's always a good day to be margined.
No.
So, give this episode a like, subscribe to our channel to be notified the next time a plot is uploaded, and until then,
remember to live your faith.
Love your faith.
And
share that love.
Thank you.